Your child doesn't tell you they feel unloved. They can't articulate it. They might not even consciously know it, but their brain knows. And it's already adapting in ways that will shape who they become for decades. Here's what you need to understand. When a child grows up without consistent emotional warmth, their developing brain doesn't just feel sad, it rewires itself around that absence. It creates patterns that will follow them into adulthood. And most parents have no idea it's happening because the signs look like normal childhood behavior. By the end of this video, you'll understand the 5 specific ways a child's brain adapts to feeling unloved. Not so you can panic, so you can recognize the patterns early and do something about them while their brain is still building itself. Because here's the truth that developmental neuroscience confirms. It's not about being a perfect parent. It's about being present enough, consistent enough, emotionally available enough. And if you're watching this, you already care more than the parents who caused this damage in the first place. Let me start with what most parents don't realize. Your child's brain isn't just recording what you say, it's recording how you make them feel. Every interaction, every response, every moment you're emotionally available or unavailable, it's data. And their brain is using that data to answer one critical question. Am I safe? Am I valued? Am I worth loving? When the answer feels like no, when affection is inconsistent, when warmth is conditional, when emotional needs are dismissed, the child's brain doesn't shut down. It adapts. And those adaptations become patterns that last a lifetime. Here's what's actually happening inside your child's developing brain. Pattern 1. They develop hypervigilance around your emotional state. Watch a child who doesn't feel consistently loved. They're studying you, reading your face, monitoring your tone, trying to predict your mood before you even speak. This isn't dramatic. This is neuroscience. When love feels unpredictable, the amygdala, your child's fear center, stays on high alert. Their nervous system learns that safety depends on constantly scanning for emotional threats. You might think they're just sensitive or anxious. But here's what's really happening. They're trying to control what they can't control. If I can just figure out what makes mom happy, if I can just avoid the things that upset dad, maybe I'll be safe. Maybe I'll be loved. This hypervigilance doesn't go away in adulthood. It becomes anxious attachment. It becomes the adult who overanalyzes every text, who reads rejection into neutral tones, who braces for abandonment even in stable relationships. And it started in childhood when your emotional availability felt like a moving target. Pattern 2. They internalize a core belief that they're not worthy. Here's something that breaks my heart. When children don't receive consistent love, they don't think, my parent is struggling. They think, something's wrong with me. A child's brain is egocentric. It assumes it's the center of every outcome. So when love is withheld, conditional, or unpredictable, they create meaning around it. And the meaning they create is devastating. I'm not enough. I'm too much. I'm unlovable. This belief becomes their operating system. And here's what happens. When someone offers them genuine affection later in life, it clashes with that core belief. Their brain rejects it. It feels wrong. They deflect compliments. They push away healthy relationships. They sabotage connections because deep down, at a neural level, they learned that they don't deserve love. You're watching a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 10-year-old encode a belief about their own worthlessness. And you might not even know it's happening because they don't have the words to tell you. Pattern 3. They become approval-seeking machines. If love was tied to performance, if affection came after achievement, if warmth appeared only when they were good, quiet, helpful, their brain learns a simple equation. My value equals my usefulness. So they become little perfectionists, overachievers, people pleasers. They chase gold stars, clean rooms, perfect grades, anything that might earn the emotional warmth they're starving for. But here's the trap. Achievement can't fill an emotional void. So they keep achieving, they keep performing, and they're exhausted because they're not developing an internal sense of worth. They're building an addiction to external validation. The Stanford research on conditional regard shows this clearly. Children who receive love tied to accomplishment develop fragile self-esteem. It rises and falls with every success and failure. They never learn that they're valuable simply for existing. And into adulthood, they become the people who can't rest, who tie their identity to productivity, who collapse when they fail because failure doesn't just mean they messed up, it means they're unlovable. That pattern started in childhood, and most parents don't realize they're creating it. Pattern 4. They shut down emotionally. This one is subtle. When emotional needs are repeatedly unmet, when feelings are dismissed, when vulnerability is unsafe, a child's brain makes a calculation. If feeling leads to pain, stop feeling. Psychologists call this dissociation. The child is physically present but emotionally distant. They go through the motions, they seem fine, but inside they're far away from themselves. This is a survival strategy, and it works in childhood. Numbness protects them, but it doesn't turn off in adulthood. They struggle with intimacy. They can't access deep emotions. Relationships feel shallow because they learned that caring deeply means getting hurt. So they stay at the surface, and they wonder why they feel so disconnected from everyone, including themselves. Pattern 5. They learn that their needs are a burden. If a child reaches for comfort and you're consistently unavailable, if they express a need and it's dismissed, if their emotions are treated as inconvenient, they learn to make themselves small. They stop asking, they stop reaching, they apologize for existing, and they carry that into adulthood. The adults who can't ask for help, who hide when they're struggling, who'd rather suffer alone than bother someone, they learned that lesson as children. Somewhere along the way, someone made them feel that having needs was too much. And that belief doesn't just affect relationships, it affects everything. Their careers, their health, their capacity to let anyone truly know them. Now, if you're recognizing your child in any of these patterns, I need you to hear this. It's not too late. Your child's brain is still developing. Neural pathways are still forming. And the beautiful thing about neuroplasticity is that new patterns can be created. Consistent emotional availability, unconditional warmth, genuine attunement. These things rewire a developing brain, not perfectly, not instantly, but genuinely. If you've been emotionally absent, inconsistent, or conditional, you can change that starting today. Your child doesn't need perfection. They need presence. They need to know that your love isn't something they have to earn or maintain. They need to feel that they matter, not because of what they do, but because of who they are. And here's what research on secure attachment shows. It's the repair that matters most. When you mess up, and you will, go back. Acknowledge it. Show them that emotions can be handled, that mistakes can be fixed, that love doesn't disappear when things get hard. That's what builds emotional security. Not flawless parenting, consistent, genuine, attuned connection. So look at your child today. Really see them, not their behavior, not their achievements, them. And ask yourself, do they feel loved? Not, do I love them? Of course you do. But do they feel it? Because that's what shapes their brain. That's what determines whether these 5 patterns take root or whether they grow up knowing at a cellular level that they're worthy, valued, and safe. Your next interaction is an opportunity. Use it. Because the brain you're helping them build, that's the foundation of everything they'll become.